The Secret of Labubu Dolls. The strange doll story that captivated the world. Before you sleep, we quietly share the world's stories. This is Stories of the World Before Sleep. Hello, everyone. Tonight, I'm going to tell you a truly fascinating story. Have you ever seen a doll called Labubu? Or have you seen your friends wearing them on their bags? I'm talking about those small, strange-looking dolls, with pointy ears, protruding teeth, and very big eyes. To be honest, they look a bit scary. But this strange doll completely shook the world in 2025. From K-pop stars to Hollywood actors, even your parents lined up in front of stores to buy Labubu. Some people waited for hours from dawn just to buy one Labubu. Some Labubus sold for millions of won online. Thieves even robbed stores to steal Labubu dolls. But why, you might ask? Why does everyone want such a strange-looking doll? That's exactly tonight's story. How was Labubu born? Why did it suddenly become famous worldwide? And how did this small doll create a company that earned 22 billion won? Now, let me invite you into the fascinating and fun world of Labubu. Just lie down comfortably and listen. This story seems like magic, but it all really happened. Our story begins in 1972, in Hong Kong. A baby was born. His name was Ka Sing Lung. This baby would later create Labubu. When Ka Sing Lung turned 7, his family left Hong Kong and moved to a city called Utrecht in the Netherlands. A completely new country, new language, new culture. Everything must have been unfamiliar to young Ka Sing. But Ka Sing soon became deeply absorbed in one thing. It was Nordic fairy tales. Have you ever heard Nordic fairy tales? Fairies living in forests, trolls in the mountains, magical stories. Ka Sing became immersed in a world of imagination. While reading these storybooks, I want to create stories like these too. Young Ka Sing thought. Time passed and Ka Sing grew up and moved to a city called Antwerp in Belgium. And there he became an artist. A person who draws pictures, writes stories, and designs characters. In 2015, Ka Sing finally created his own storybook. The title was The Monsters. But these monsters weren't scary. Rather, they were cute, playful, and fun. These monsters were actually a fairy tribe. Among them, the most special character was Labubu. Labubu is a female fairy. She has pointy ears, big eyes, and protruding teeth. And she always wears a playful smile. When creating Labubu, Ka Sing said, "I always knew this character existed in my heart. The fairies I dreamed of while reading Nordic fairy tales in my childhood." But in 2015, almost no one knew Labubu. Ka Sing's picture book was known only to a few people. And Labubu was just a character in a book. But 4 years later, everything changed. There was a company called Pop Mart in Beijing, China. This company sold toys, but they weren't ordinary toys. Pop Mart sold designer toys. What are designer toys? They're special toys designed by artists. Much prettier, more unique, and worth collecting than regular toys. The founder of Pop Mart's name is Wang Ning. He opened a small store in a Beijing shopping mall in 2010. At first, it was a very small store. But Wang Ning had a special idea. It was called blind boxes. What's a blind box? Have you ever collected Pokémon cards? You don't know which card is inside until you open the pack, right? Blind boxes are the same. You don't know which doll is inside until you open the box. Why is this fun? Because of that excitement. What will come out this time? Will I get what I want? Or will it be something else? The heart-pounding moment of opening the box, the joy when you get the doll you wanted, or the surprise when you get a doll you've never seen before. All of this was the fun of blind boxes. Pop Mart became more and more famous with this idea. In 2011, they opened more stores in shopping malls, and in 2016, they also created an online shopping mall. And Pop Mart began collaborating with artists from around the world. Artists would design characters, and Pop Mart would make them into dolls and sell them. In 2019, Pop Mart met Ka Sing Long, and they discovered Labubu. This is it. Pop Mart people must have thought, this character is special. People will love it. In the fall of 2019, the first Labubu doll came out in blind box form. And something amazing happened. Labubu became the fastest-selling doll in Pop Mart's history. People bought them like crazy. It was especially hugely popular in China. But this was just the beginning. The real Labubu craze would start a few years later. In October 2023, Pop Mart released a new Labubu. This time it was special. Because Labubu had a keychain attached. Why did they attach a keychain? So people could hang them on their bags. This way, Labubu wasn't just a toy but a fashion item. And then the fateful day came. In early 2024, Lisa from Blackpink, one of the world's most famous K-pop groups, appeared at a concert. And on her bag, there was a Labubu doll hanging. Camera flashes went off. Fans took pictures. Those pictures were posted on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Wow, Lisa has a Labubu. What's Labubu? I want one too. This is exactly the celebrity effect. When a famous person uses something, fans want the same thing too. But it wasn't just Lisa who wore Labubu. Soon other celebrities also started appearing with Labubu. Kim Kardashian, a famous American celebrity, Dua Lipa, a global pop star, other members of Blackpink. Even ordinary people started showing off Labubu on social media, saying, "I have Labubu too." Labubu was no longer just a doll. Having Labubu meant conveying a message like, I know trends. I'm cool. I'm fashionable like Lisa. During 2024, the Labubu craze began, and in 2025, it completely exploded. In the summer of 2025, a Pop Mart vending machine was installed in a shopping mall in New Jersey, USA. It looked like a regular vending machine, but instead of cola or snacks, it contained Labubu blind boxes. At 6 a.m., people started lining up in front of that vending machine. 10 people, 20 people, 50 people. The line kept getting longer. Why? Because a new Labubu series came out that day. It was the Have a Seat series. Labubu sitting on various chairs. There were 7 types, and you wouldn't know which one you'd get until you opened the box. People waited for hours. Some people bought 10 or 20 at once. They kept buying until they got the Labubu they wanted. It wasn't just America. It was even more intense in China. At a Pop Mart store in Shanghai, when a new Labubu came out, people lined up from 4 a.m. As soon as the store opened, people rushed in. All the Labubus sold out in just a few minutes. Online was the same. When a new Labubu came out on the Pop Mart website, a click war broke out. Thousands, tens of thousands of people simultaneously clicked the buy button. It only took 2 to 3 minutes for the sold out message to appear. So what did people who couldn't buy do? They went to the second-hand market. They looked for Labubu on sites like eBay and StockX. But the prices were quite surprising. Originally, one Labubu costs about 30,000 won. That's relatively cheap, right? But special Labubus, especially the rare ones called secret versions, could go up to hundreds of thousands of won, sometimes close to 1,000,000 won in the second-hand market. In June 2025, the world's first Labubu auction was held in Beijing. An auction is where people keep calling out higher prices, and the person who calls out the highest price buys it. At this auction, a special Labubu appeared. It was 1.2 meters tall, about waist high to you. The color was mint green, a pretty light green. That day, the auction hall quietly buzzed. The final winning bid exceeded 200 million won. An unbelievable number for a single doll. But it was proof of how special Labubu meant to people. Labubu has friends. In the Monsters world created by Ka Sing Long, there isn't just Labubu. Mokoko, Labubu's friend. Pato, a cute duck-like character. Spooky, a slightly eerie friend, as the name suggests. Zimomo, the leader of the monster tribe with a pointy tail. Taikoko, Labubu's boyfriend. He looks like a skeleton. These friends also all came out as dolls. People started collecting not only Labubu but also Labubu's friends. And Pop Mart used a smart strategy. They collaborated with other famous brands. In the winter of 2024, a Labubu collaboration with Coca-Cola came out. Labubu wearing a red Santa hat and holding a Coca-Cola bottle. There were 11 types, and of course they came in blind boxes. In early 2025, an even more amazing collaboration came out. One Piece. One Piece is a famous Japanese manga. It's a story about pirates' adventures. Pop Mart collaborated with One Piece and dressed Labubu and friends as One Piece characters. Labubu became Luffy, the One Piece protagonist, Taikoko became Zoro, and so on. 13 types came out, and this was also a big hit. There was even a museum version. The Louvre Museum in Paris, that famous museum with the Mona Lisa, also got a Pop Mart store. And a special Labubu sold only there came out. The name was Labubu's Art Exploration series. People also decorated Labubu beautifully. They put small hats on them, dressed them in small clothes, put sunglasses on them, and even gave them small bags. Some people even tattooed real tattoos on Labubu. They drew small hearts or star shapes on Labubu's face. On social media, something called the Labubu Challenge emerged. People posted pictures of their beautifully decorated Labubu and competed to see who was the most creative. Everyone, why are people so enthusiastic about Labubu? It's just a cute doll. Scientists and psychologists researched this question, and they found interesting answers. The first reason is uncertainty. When you buy a blind box, you don't know what will come out. This uncertainty excites our brain. It's like receiving a gift. What will come out this time? Will I get what I want? The moment you open the box, a chemical called dopamine is released in our brain. Dopamine is a substance that makes us happy. That's why opening blind boxes is so fun. The second reason is collecting desire. People like to collect things. They collect stamps, cards, and figures. Labubu is the same. I've collected 5 out of 7. Just 2 more and I'll be complete. When you think like this, people want to keep buying. Because of the desire to complete the collection. The third reason is social connection. When you hang Labubu on your bag, people say, "Hey, I have Labubu too." Then the two can become friends. When you post Labubu pictures on social media, you get likes and comments. You can communicate with people who have the same interests. Someone said, buying Labubu isn't simply buying a doll. It's joining a community. It's connecting with people who have the same taste as me. The fourth reason is self-expression. Having Labubu conveys a message like, I'm someone who knows trends. I have unique taste. I'm someone who hasn't lost their childlike heart. Especially for adults, Labubu has special meaning. When you become an adult, you think it's strange to play with toys. Right? But Labubu is different. Labubu is a designer toy. It's a work of art. So adults can also proudly collect them. A woman in her 30s said, "Every time I buy Labubu, I feel like I've returned to my childhood. But at the same time, I also feel like I'm appreciating art as a sophisticated adult. It's good to enjoy both." But there were also quietly cast shadows over the Labubu craze. First, fake Labubus appeared. As Labubu became too popular, bad people started making fake Labubus. They were counterfeits that looked real but were of poor quality. People called these fakes Lapupu. It sounds similar to Labubu, right? There are ways to distinguish fakes. Real Labubus have QR codes on the box, and when you scan them, they connect to the Pop Mart website. Fakes have blurry QR codes or don't work at all. And real Labubus have 9 teeth. Fakes have more or fewer teeth. In 2025, an American convenience store called 7-Eleven was sued by Pop Mart for selling fake Labubus. Pop Mart said, "We must protect our artists and customers." Second, theft incidents occurred. As Labubu prices rose, theft incidents started happening at some stores. In the summer of 2025, Labubus disappeared in several places in America. Third, some countries banned Labubu. In July 2025, Labubu was banned in the Kurdish region of Iraq. The government confiscated more than 4,000 Labubus. Why did they ban it? The government thought Labubu's unique appearance had a bad influence on children. Some people even believed Labubu summoned evil spirits. In Russia too, some lawmakers proposed banning Labubu. The reason was bad for children's mental health. Fourth, strange stories started spreading online. Rumors spread on the internet that Labubu was related to an ancient Mesopotamian demon called Pazuzu. Because of Labubu's pointy teeth and eerie smile. On TikTok, some people posted videos saying strange things happened after they bought Labubu. There were even videos of people burning Labubu. Of course, these are all baseless stories. Labubu is just a doll. It's just a cute character created by Ka Sing Long based on Nordic fairies. Labubu achieved tremendous success. Pop Mart earned 22 billion won from Labubu alone in 2024. It must have earned much more in 2025. Looking at Pop Mart as a whole, it's even more amazing. The company's revenue grew several times in a few years. In 2020, Pop Mart was listed on the Chinese stock market. The company's stocks became available for ordinary people to buy. After that, the stock price rose significantly. People who invested made big profits. Founder Wang Ning's wealth also became enormous. In 2025, his wealth is estimated to be in the trillions. From toys, Pop Mart is now expanding worldwide. As of the end of 2025, they had entered 29 countries. Have hundreds of stores and vending machines stand throughout cities. America, Europe, Asia. You can meet Labubu in major cities everywhere. Pop Mart even entered Belgium, Ha Sing Lung's hometown. And there's one interesting fact. Pop Mart is no longer just a toy company. It's becoming a cultural company. In September 2025, the world's first Labubu theme cafe opened in Shanghai. The cafe's name was Labubu Land. Inside the cafe was full of Labubu. Labubu sculptures, Labubu paintings, Labubu cushions. Even the coffee had Labubu-shaped foam on top. People ate Labubu-shaped cakes at the cafe, drank Labubu lattes and took pictures. Of course, they posted them on social media. The cafe achieved quiet success. Many people visited every day and on special days. You had to wait quite a long time. In the summer of 2025, Jessica, who lives in California, USA, is 25 years old. She has over 150 Labubus. At first, a friend gave me one Labubu as a birthday present. Jessica said, "It was a blind box, and when I opened it, a sitting Labubu came out. It was so cute that I bought one more." That was the beginning. Now Jessica's room is like a Labubu museum. Every shelf is full of Labubu. Labubus of different sizes, different colors, and different poses. My most cherished one is the mint green Labubu. This was really hard to get. I searched online for 3 months. Jessica spends about 300,000 won on Labubu every month. That's a lot of money, right? But she doesn't regret it. This is my hobby. Some people play golf, some people travel. I collect Labubu. As long as I'm happy. Li Wei, who lives in Beijing, China, is a 35-year-old office worker. He collects Labubu with his daughter. My daughter first said she wanted Labubu. So I bought one for her. But opening the blind box was really fun. So I bought one, my daughter bought one. Now we two compete to see who can collect more. Li Wei and his daughter go to the Pop Mart store every weekend to check if new Labubus have come out. This is a special activity I can do with my daughter. Shopping together, opening boxes together, even trading with each other. Memories money can't buy. Emily, who lives in London, UK, is 29 years old. She originally didn't like Labubu. When I first saw it, honestly, it was a bit scary. I thought, why do people like that? But a friend gave her a Labubu as a gift. She had to accept it. I came home and looked at it carefully. Then it started looking cuter. The protruding teeth looked playful, the big eyes looked innocent. Strangely, I felt charmed. Now Emily has more than 30 Labubus. I didn't come to like Labubu just because of its appearance. It's because of the emotions this small doll gives. When I come home after a hard day, I smile when I see the Labubu on the shelf. It becomes a small comfort. Pop Mart isn't satisfied with Labubu. They have bigger dreams. First, they're creating more characters. Besides Labubu, Pop Mart has dozens of characters. Molly, Dimitri, Pucky, Skulpanda. They're continuously creating new characters by collaborating with artists from around the world. Second, they plan to create a theme park. They say they'll create a Pop Mart theme park like Disneyland. It's scheduled to open in Beijing in 2027. What will be in the theme park? Labubu, roller coaster, Molly carousel, blind box experience hall. Just imagining it is fun, right? Third, they're creating animations and movies. They say they'll make Labubu's story into an animation, showing how Labubu and friends met and what adventures they have. Maybe in a few years, we can watch a Labubu movie at the cinema, on the big screen like Marvel movies. Fourth, they're entering the metaverse. The metaverse is a virtual world. It's a digital space you enter wearing a computer or VR headset. Pop Mart created a virtual store in the metaverse. People can buy Labubu in the virtual world and decorate their virtual homes. They're even selling Labubu as NFTs, digital collectibles. But not everyone likes Labubu. Some psychologists express concerns about the nature of blind boxes. If children keep buying blind boxes, they may develop impulsive consumption habits. One expert said carefully, "The excitement of opening a blind box. The joy when you get what you want, the disappointment when you don't get what you want. This entire cycle of emotions can encourage repetitive purchases." So some countries try to regulate blind boxes. In China, they made a law in 2021, requiring advance disclosure of what's in blind boxes. Environmental activists also worry. Labubu is made of plastic. When people buy dozens, hundreds, enormous plastic waste is generated. And blind box packaging is also a problem. There are many boxes and plastic used once and thrown away. Pop Mart is aware of this problem. They say they're trying to use recyclable materials. But there are also voices saying there's still much room for improvement. Economists also talk about the Labubu bubble. Right now everyone buys Labubu, but someday the trend will pass. Then people who spent big money on Labubu might regret it. Actually, looking at history, there was a similar case. In the 1990s in America, a doll called Beanie Babies had a huge craze. They were small bear dolls, and people collected them earnestly. Some Beanie Babies sold for thousands of dollars. But as the 2000s came, the trend passed. The Beanie Babies bought for big money then are now almost worthless. Will Labubu become like that too? No one knows for sure. What does Ka Sing Long, who created Labubu, think about all this craze? In the fall of 2025, in an interview, Ka Sing said, "Honestly, I can't believe it. I never dreamed that a small character I drew 15 years ago would become this famous worldwide." Ka Sing says he didn't expect great success when creating Labubu. He just wanted to express the Nordic fairy tales he loved. Labubu was my childhood dream. It's a modern reinterpretation of the fairies in the fairy tale books I read growing up in Belgium. Labubu is cute but at the same time a bit eerie. Not perfect. Isn't that exactly what we're like in reality? Ka Sing explains why people like Labubu this way. Labubu is imperfect. The teeth protrude, the eyes are strangely big, and the smile looks a bit sinister. But that's exactly what attracts people. Perfect dolls are boring. Labubu is special, strange, and therefore memorable. Ka Sing thinks collaborating with Pop Mart was lucky. Without Pop Mart, Labubu would have stayed only in my picture book. Pop Mart made Labubu known worldwide. But at the same time, they protected Labubu from losing its essence. This is really important. In 2025, Ka Sing is working on a new project. He's creating a graphic novel, comic book containing the stories of Labubu's friends. If people like Labubu, they'll like Labubu's worldview too. Where Labubu came from, what adventures she has with friends. I want to tell these stories. Labubu has become a cultural phenomenon beyond just a toy. Universities also take Labubu as a research topic. Papers like, "Why do people go crazy for Labubu? The future of the designer toy market?" are coming out. Art museums exhibit Labubu. A contemporary art museum in Paris, France held The Age of Designer Toys exhibition in the summer of 2025, where Labubu was one of the main works. Fashion brands also want to collaborate with Labubu. Nike made Labubu sneakers, and Adidas is also showing interest. Even politicians use Labubu. During the 2025 election, a candidate held a Labubu doll and said they would communicate with the younger generation. Of course, young people laughed at this. Labubu also becomes a topic of intergenerational dialogue. "Mom, what's Labubu?" It's a toy, something young people these days like. Why do they like it? Well, Mom doesn't really know either. This kind of conversation is happening in homes around the world. What will happen to Labubu in the future? Optimists say, Labubu is just beginning. It will continue to be loved for 10, 20 years. Like Mickey Mouse or Hello Kitty. Pessimists say, Labubu is just a trend. In 2 to 3 years, everyone will forget it. The truth will be somewhere in between. What's certain is that Labubu has already made its mark in history. As a cultural icon of the 2020s, 30 years from now, people will say, 2025? Oh, that's when the Labubu craze happened. Pop Mart plans to continue growing. The goal is to enter 100 countries by 2030. Then you'll really be able to buy Labubu anywhere in the world. Ka Sing Long is also continuously creating new characters. Who will be the next big hit character after Labubu? Mokoko? Taikoko? Or a new friend we don't know yet? What can we learn from the Labubu story? First, success is unpredictable. When Ka Sing Long drew Labubu in 2015, did he know this would become a worldwide phenomenon? Probably not. He just created what he liked. Sometimes the things we don't plan bring the greatest success. Second, the power of uniqueness. Labubu isn't pretty. You can't even just call it cute. Rather, it's a bit strange. But that very uniqueness attracted people's attention. There are many pretty dolls in the world. But there's only one Labubu. Third, the importance of community. Labubu isn't just an object. Buying Labubu is participating in a culture. It's connecting with people who have the same interests. In modern society, people are lonely. Even with social media, it's hard to feel true connection. Things like Labubu play a role in bringing people together. Fourth, the power and danger of trends. Trends are powerful. In one moment, they make everyone want the same thing. But trends change. Today's popular item can be forgotten tomorrow. So you need to be careful when following trends. You should think about whether you're buying it because you really like it, or because others have it. Fifth, the value of creativity. Ka Sing Lung is an artist. He created a unique character in his own style. And that creativity created billions of won in value. Creative ideas can change the world. You should also cherish your own ideas. Okay, everyone. Now it's time to finish the Labubu story. We took a really fascinating journey today. Starting from a boy who grew up in Belgium. Nordic fairy tales, a Chinese blind box company, Blackpink Lisa's bag, and the Labubu craze that swept the world. How could one small doll create such a big story? It's because of people's hearts. Labubu gave people joy. It gave excitement. It gave a sense of connection. And above all, it made us adults feel the pure joy of childhood again. Labubu isn't perfect. The teeth are crooked, the smile is a bit sinister. And the eyes are strangely big. But we're not perfect either, right? Maybe that's why Labubu is comforting to us. It's okay, you don't have to be perfect. You as you are is special. Labubu seems to whisper to us. Even at this moment, somewhere in the world, someone is opening a Labubu blind box. With an excited heart, shaking the box. Slowly opening it, wondering what will come out. And when the box opens, that small Labubu doll seems to smile with protruding teeth and say, "Hello, I'm Labubu. Now we're friends." Will Labubu continue? Or will it be forgotten in a few years? No one knows. But what's certain is that in 2025, Labubu made millions of people happy. And that alone is meaningful enough. Everyone, do you have Labubu? Or do you want to buy one in the future? Or will you never buy it because Labubu looks too strange? Either way is okay. What's important is knowing what you like, what makes you happy. Whether it's Labubu, other toys, books, music, sports. Find your own happiness. And respect what others like. Because to someone, Labubu might not just be a doll, but a friend with special meaning. Sleep well, everyone. And when you wake up tomorrow morning, try to find the small happinesses around you. Whether it's Labubu, a favorite book, a cute pet, or the pretty sky outside the window. Small things make our lives special. Just as Labubu taught us. Good night. Sleep well. And remember, even with crooked teeth, even if not perfect, you as you are is special. Everyone, one last thing to talk about. Even at this moment, the Labubu story continues to be written. In January 2026, right now, there are still lines in front of Pop Mart stores. And people are still cheering while opening blind boxes. Maybe one of you also bought Labubu today. Or maybe you're planning to go buy it tomorrow. Labubu has become a culture beyond just a trend. A small dream that started from a Nordic forest. Fairy has settled in the hearts of millions worldwide. No one knows how this story will end. Will people still collect Labubu 10 years from now? Or will a new character replace Labubu? Only time will tell. But what's certain is that in 2025 and 2026, at this moment, Labubu will remain forever in all our memories. There was Labubu, that strange doll we all collected earnestly. The day will come when we'll laugh saying that. That's the beauty trends give. That moment, we were all together. Liking the same thing, expecting the same thing, sharing the same joy. The story that started from Ka Sing Lung's small drawing became this big. And now that story is also yours. Whether you have Labubu, aren't interested, or think it's strange. You're all witnesses of this era. 30
real.
years from now, your
You are
children or
real.
nieces and nephews will
You are
ask,
real.
Mom, Dad, was Labubu really that famous? Then you'll smile and answer, yes, it really was. Back then. And you'll tell the story you heard tonight. Okay, this is really the end now. Close your eyes. Breathe comfortably. Tomorrow will also be a good day. With or without Labubu, your day will be special. Because you yourself are special. Just as the small fairy with protruding teeth taught us. It's okay not to be perfect. It's okay to be strange. It's okay to be different from others. Because that's what makes you special. Have a good night, everyone. Sweet dreams. And if you happen to meet Labubu in your dreams, greet them with a smile.